Hi everyone, welcome to Release Manager interview questions and answers. If you are looking for a high performing release manager, or if you are moving for a step into a role of a release manager, be perfectly prepared. So please go through these questions and answers before the interview. Let's move on to the first question. Can you describe your experience with software development methodologies such as Agile or Scrum? You can reply, I have spent several years of employing Agile and Scrum methodologies in software development projects. Agile's iterative approach allowed for regular feedback and adjustments, ensuring the end product met user expectations. In my previous role, I led a Scrum team. We held daily stand ups, sprint planning, and retrospectives, fostering a collaborative environment. Agile implemented iterative development, enhancing product quality. Scrum by leading the team meetings, promoting collaborations and transparencies. So these experiences have improved my skills in managing releases effectively, keeping the teams motivated and delivering high quality software. How do you manage and prioritize multiple release cycles simultaneously? I manage multiple release cycles by using a robust project management tool. This enables tracking of each cycle's progress and helps identify potential bottlenecks. Firstly, I create a clear roadmap for each release. This includes defining the scope, setting the deadlines, and assigning tasks. Next, I prioritize releases based on business needs and urgency. I use a scoring system to rank each release considering the factors like customer demand, strategic value, and resource availability. Lastly, I conduct regular check ins with the team to ensure we are on track. If delays occur, I adjust the roadmap accordingly to minimize the impact. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a release failure? How did you manage it? During a major software update, a critical bug slipped through testing. It caused system crashes for 20% of our users. I crossly I quickly assembled a cross-functional team to investigate. We identified the issue within hours. Immediately, we rolled back the release, restoring the stability for our users. We then fixed the bug and rigorously retested the software. Finally, we redeployed the update with no further issues. This incident led to a revision of our testing protocols, significantly reducing the chance of similar incidents in the futures. How do you ensure that all stakeholders are kept informed about release schedules and updates? I use a two-pronged approach: transparency and regular communication. Transparency is achieved through a shared, real-time release calendar. This allows the stakeholders to see the schedule and any changes instantly. I use tools like Jira or Confluence to keep everyone updated. Regular communication involves weekly status updates and meetings. Updates cover progress, blockers, and revised timelines. Meetings serve as a platform for discussion and alignment. This strategy ensures everyone is informed and aligned, minimizing the surprises and maximizing the productivity. How proficient are you in using release management tools? Could you name few you have used extensively? I'm highly proficient with various release management tools. They have been instrumental in managing and streamlining our release processes. Here are few I have used extensively. Jira for tracking issues and managing projects. Jenkins for continuous integration and delivery. Git for version control. And Docker for creating, deploying, and running applications. With these tools, I have successfully executed multiple release cycles, ensuring smooth transitions and minimal downtime. Can you explain how you approach risk management in the release process? I prioritize identifying the potential risks in the release process. This includes analyzing the project requirements, dependencies, and potential bottlenecks. First, I conduct a risk assessment to identify potential issues that could impact the release. Next, I develop a risk mitigation plan. This outlines strategies to minimize the impact of identified risks. Finally, I establish a risk monitoring system to track these risks throughout the release process. My approach is proactive, aiming to prevent issues before they occur, ensuring a smooth and successful release. How do you manage the a balance between speed and quality in release process? As a release manager, I focus on two key strategies, agile methodologies and automation. By using agile, we ensure frequent smaller releases. This reduces the risk and improves speed. Plus, it allows for quicker feedback and necessary adjustments. Automation tools for testing and deployment. This not only speeds up the process but also eliminates the human error, ensuring the quality. In essence, balancing speed and quality is about smart planning and leveraging the technology effectively. Can you describe a time when you had to coordinate a major release with multiple teams? What was your strategy? At my previous job, I coordinated a major software release involving three teams: development, quality assurance, and operations. My strategy was to facilitate clear communication across all the teams. I set up regular meetings, created a shared documents, and used project management tools. Regular meetings ensured everyone was on the same page. Shared documents provided a single source of truth. Project management tools helped the track, process, and manage tasks. This approach ensured transparency, minimized the misunderstandings, and kept the project on track. The release was successful with minimal bugs and downtime. How do you handle post-release issues and what step do you take to prevent them in future? As a release manager, I handle post-release issues with a systematic approach. When an issue arises, I first prioritize it based on the impact. Then I work with the team to resolve it promptly. To prevent future issues, I believe in continuous improvement. I conduct detailed postmortems to identify the root causes and learn from them. I also ensure that the lessons learned are integrated into our processes. So, prioritize the issues based on the impact, resolve issues promptly with the team, conduct detailed postmortems, and integrate lessons learned into the processes. Can you explain your process for managing dependencies across different teams and projects during the release? As a release manager, I prioritize communication and collaboration. I use project management tools like Jira to track dependencies across teams and projects. I identify dependencies early in the planning phase. I communicate these dependencies to relevant teams. I monitor progress and address the potential bottlenecks. Regular meetings with team leads ensure everyone is on the same page. For the high risk dependencies, I create contingency plans. This proactive approach minimizes the risks and ensures the smooth release. How do you ensure the smooth transition of projects from development to production? As a release manager, I rely on few key strategies to ensure a smooth transition from development to production. Planning, I create a detailed release plan and outlining all the necessary steps, dependencies, and potential risks. Communication, I maintain open lines of communication with all the stakeholders, ensuring everyone understands their roles and responsibilities. I oversee rigorous testing to catch and address any issues before the release. Monitoring the post release, I monitor the system closely to quickly identify and resolve any potential issues. So, these strategies help me ensure a seamless transition every time. Can you describe your experience with automated deployment tools, how they have aided in your release management process? I have automated the deployment tools like Jenkins and Docker throughout my career. They have been game changers in streamlining the release management process. Jenkins enables continuous integration, ensuring the code changes were regularly built, tested, and merged. This reduced integration issues and improved the product quality. Docker simplified application development, creating a consistent environment from the development to production. This reduced environment specific bugs and accelerated release cycles. Can you describe a situation where a release did not go as planned? How did you handle it? During a major software update, we experienced an unexpected system crashes. Post-release, customers reported bugs that were detected during testing. I immediately assembled the development team. We prioritized the bug fixes based on severity and customer impact, communicated transparently with customers about the issue with our action plan, worked overtime to fix the critical bugs within 24 hours, conducted a thorough post-mortem to prevent future occurrences. This incident underscored the importance of robust testing and clear communications in crisis management. How would you manage a situation where you have to deliver a release on a tight deadline? Give an example. When faced with tight deadline, I prioritize the tasks. I definitely identify critical features that must be included in the release and focus on them. For instance, while managing a software release at my previous job, we had a condensed timeline. I created a prioritized list, identify the essential features, allocate resources for these features, postpone non-essential features for the later releases. This way, we deliver the release on time with all critical features functioning perfectly. The non-essential features were rolled out in the subsequent updates. Tell us about a time when you had to adapt for your release strategy due to unforeseen circumstances. What was the outcome? At my previous role, we were on track to release a major software update. However, we discovered a critical bug at the last minute. Instead of pushing the flawed update, we adapted our strategy. We immediately informed the stakeholders for the delay, deployed our team to fix the bug, performed rigorous testing, rescheduled the release. The outcome? We launched a bug-free update 2 weeks later. It was well received by the users and our transparency boosted customer trust. Could you share an instance where you had to think on your feet to solve a critical release issue? During a major software release at my previous company, we encountered a critical bug. It threatened to delay the launch. Understanding the urgency, I quickly gathered the team for the brainstorming session. We identified the problem's root cause and developed a plan. Divided the team into two, one focused on fixing the bug, the other on testing. Implemented a workaround to ensure the release could go ahead as planned. Once the bug was fixed, we conducted an emergency regression testing. The launch was successful with minimal impact on our clients. Describe a scenario where you had to use your creativity to overcome a release management problem. In a previous role, We faced a significant bottleneck during the software release process. Multiple teams were pushing updates simultaneously and leading to conflicts and delays. The solution is I initiated a staggered release strategy, prioritizing the updates based on urgency and impact. Next, I proposed a cross functional coordination meeting to manage the release queue and prevent overlaps. This results in 40% if reduction in release conflicts and a smoother, more efficient process. What is the most challenging release you have managed so far, and how did you ensure its success? The most challenging release I managed was for complex CRM system. The project had tight deadlines, multiple stakeholders, and multiple dependencies. To ensure the success, I started with meticulous planning. I mapped out the dependencies, set realistic deadlines, and identified the potential risks. I facilitated clear communication between the team members and stakeholders. Regular updates and meetings helped keep everyone on the same page. I have also implemented rigorous trusting protocols. This helped the catch and fix bugs early, ensuring a smooth release. Despite the challenges, the release was successful and met all the objectives. Share an instance when you learned something significant from failed release. How did you apply this learning in your future projects? During a major product launch, we overlooked user feedback. The release failed, impacting our reputation and customer trust. I learned that feedback is critical. It helps in identifying potential issues and improving the product before the release. For the future products, I incorporated the feedback loop into our release process, which includes gathering user feedback used during the beta testing, implementing necessary changes during the based on feedback, conducting additional rounds of testing. This approach significantly reduced post-release issues and improved customer satisfaction. Can you describe a time when you had to adapt to a significant change in your previous work environment? How did you handle it? At my previous job, the company decided to shift from waterfall to agile methodology. It was a significant change. I took the initiative, enrolled in agile courses, and got certified. I used this knowledge to guide my team through the transition. I created a roadmap for the transition. I organized training sessions for my team. I implemented agile tools to streamline the processes. The transition was successful and our productivity increased by 30% and the number of bugs decreased by 20%. That's all for now. Stay connected, subscribe my channel for the next video. Thank you and all the best for your interview.